Hey guys, it's Jaffe. Sorry for the lack of updates this week. The biggest reason, honestly, has just been that I've been trying to hold off on disappointing you guys and ladies who are playing the game. I know they're like last week we promised, or we didn't promise, but we said we probably were expecting a patch to hit Friday and it didn't. And so I, I just want to try to, I guess only speak about this stuff when I have information that feels a bit more accurate. So there isn't as much frustration and understandable, disappointment. So here's what I have for now, though. So let's see. And I'm also I'm looking at my list of stuff I wanted to make sure I get across. I'm obviously also busy with the new studio, with the new game. We launched the game, Twisted Metal, that game, not the new game, of course, in Europe this week. And so first, welcome. I wanted to make sure we said to the new players, because what I love is that people from Europe can now play with players in America and all over. And I think we still have our Asian launch to do. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to start hearing. Players who choose to play that way, some different accents and stuff. I think that's pretty awesome. So, but anyway, that's also what's been keeping me from updating. But I wanted to get this one out. So, okay, so here's what I know. So right now, the European version and the American version are both in sync. They have the day one and the second patch, and just like America does. And we're obviously wanting to keep these patches in sync. And so right now, there is a patch that went into format today. Which was the patch which was supposed to go live last Friday night. The hope is that this will go out Friday to players. Again, as you guys know, who've been on this journey, and thank you for having the patience and willingness, to sort of keep your game and be, interested enough to check back from time to time with the game and go on this journey with us. But, as you know, we apologize. But for those, who've been on it with us, this was supposed to hit last Friday. As you know, that didn't happen. And there have been a number of times when I thought, and I was told, I mean, I'm not coding the stuff. It's really, really crazy, hard stuff to do and get right. So, but it didn't hit when I thought it would. So anyway, point being is that we are going to be planning a tomorrow night patch, but you know, not to be presumptuous, but if you're sitting around making plans around it, don't, because I can't promise it, but that's the hope. And Europe hopefully will be getting the patch because it's in their format as well. And hopefully they'll be getting the patch at the same time we do here in America. So the patch is last week's patch, and all that came with that. That if you can check an earlier blog, one or two down, you should get. I forget the specifics. The high concept is it's designed to increase the ability to connect to a lot more games and to stop as many games from being interrupted in mid-game, as well as other things. There's a Band-Aid fix for the auto start. We are going to be doing, or we're looking at doing a timed auto start, which I know all of us want for the auto games, or for the match-made games. But it's going to take a little longer to get in there, and so this one will just have a lot more sort of prompts for the player who is the host. Because, like I said on my earlier blog, I do suspect, and we all suspect, that the vast majority of games not being started that are quick matches are less to do with just sort of hosts who are being jerks or not paying attention, and more to do with a lot of people just don't know they're the host. So we've made that awareness, or we've pushed that awareness with the user interface a lot more. So hopefully that'll make a difference. So there are things like that in the patch. Obviously the crash bugs we discovered from Shadow, we found a few more. Those are out now. And then the Warthog issue that, thank God, a lot of people have found to bring to our attention, that's been fixed, where you can get infinite weapons. But unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about, we can't go back in and take Warthogs away from people who got them by using the exploit. So sadly, it is no longer a badge of honor. I am checking. I sent out an IM to one of the guys in Utah today, because there's a skin that I haven't seen unlocked, and I know we made it. I saw it in the release candidate, and I'm like, wait a minute, how do we give that skin away? Because that may hopefully, if there's a trick we can do to give that away to people who really have earned it, I'll check into it, but no promises. But it's a pretty freaking cool skin that I think a lot of players will really dig. Anyway, though, so that's the hope on the patch for tomorrow. We'll see. I'll let you know either way when I hear if it got kicked out of format or it didn't, and it's up and it's available. The website, I haven't been ignoring you guys and ladies. You know what, you guys? You know what? A girl can be a guy. I'm done. See, I've been brainwashed. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. What can I tell you? Well, it's a different blog post. But the point is, I haven't been ignoring the posts that have been coming from you guys about skins and things like that. What's happened is we're changing the website team. So there was one team that was doing it Zach, our producer in Santa Monica, is sort of transitioning the work from that team to the new team. They've already got it. They're working on it. We're going to get a schedule today, and that's going to cover dealing with the skins issues that people are having, dealing with the browsing, better browsing, dealing with all the stuff that was supposed to have already been dealt with, which the old team was going to do that now the new team is doing. So I'm not responding, not to be rude, because until I get information on when that team is doing what, I can't really tell you anything other than, yes, we know there's some problems and we're looking into it and working on it. There is the way it's going to work now. There's this thing, I've heard it described. There's actually a couple things, but let's just, for the ease of discussion, let's just call it tweaks, right? There are a number of tweaks that we can do without having to go through the big rigmarole of a patch. And what the plan is every Monday we'll be submitting new tweaks to the game that will go through the process and will hit Thursday night. Okay, and you saw the beginnings of this last week with the nuke change. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be going back. I've been compiling all the suggestions on balance issues and things like that. And I'm going to be going through that this weekend. And I'm also, if you go to my blog, don't do it here on YouTube. Every week I'm going to have a separate little post on my blog for this. That if there are any balance issues that you're having that you'd like to see us address, just you have to get into detail, just a single line or whatever. Some of those we can address with the tweaks that go right to the server. Hit points, for example. I'm feeling like Crimson Fury and or Kamikaze might need a little love. I don't think it needs to be in the armor category. I think it might need to be in the damage category of their weapon, just up a little bit. I mean, I'm finding myself feeling like it's very rare I'll pick those cars. They're great one-on-one. That's the tricky part, is that if you're playing them one-on-one, like a fighting game with one other person, I consider them very balanced. But if you throw them into an online match, it becomes a different story. And there is code in the game to sort of adjust like pickup respawn time based on number of players. That may be something, it may be too late now, but maybe that's something we should have thought about with things like hit points and weapon damage, sort of a algorithm that sort of tweaks up or down. But regardless, it's things like that, right? It's hit points, armor. There's probably about 300 tweaks that are in that tweak file that we can mess with, and anything else has to be a patch. So you may send me something that doesn't get in, like people have saying, oh, we want to do damage on Talon when he drops from the sky. Well, maybe we want to do that, maybe we don't, but that's not something we can tweak. That's actual new code. So, but anyway, every week I'll be submitting new numbers. I'll be working with San Diego QA and Eat Sleep Play in Utah and the Santa Monica guys to come up with what our new batch of tweaks are. And so this coming Monday afternoon, I guess, so if you can get anything that you want us to look at on my blog, davidjaffe.biz, by Monday morning, if you're interested in contributing and being involved in that discussion, shoot them my way, and we'll talk about it Monday and see what we can get in on Thursday, and I'll let you guys know. So that's what's going on with that. Play balance bug patch. So basically, I sent a list. Utah's got a list. Santa Monica's got a list of all the stuff that's not network and just straight up huge problematic stuff, like people can't connect with the game. And we want to get to that, and we're going to get to that. The problem is everybody's been consumed getting the network issues resolved for the most part. And so I'm hoping that by Friday, which is tomorrow, or Monday, we have a better idea of when we're going to start working on that patch. And that's where you'll see things like, taking Talon out of hunted modes, if it turns out that that's not fair. It might be fair. This is one of the things that's more of a patch. Or the official auto start versus the Band-Aid fix. Or there are nuke faction leader bugs where certain times, you come back when you're on offense and your team only has one faction leader versus two in the ranked game. People have been saying they've kind of gotten stuck on the sacrifice meter. We know what that is. It's kind of more, it's the aiming change that we want to get in there. Things like that will be on that sort of gameplay patch. And I don't know when it's going to happen yet. A lot of it has to do with when this current patch clears format, when it goes live, does it fix the vast majority of the issues? And if it does, then we can shift resources to move on to the gameplay stuff. And timing on patches. Again, this patch has taken a long time, but this is probably going to be the proper time in between patches. One of the reasons it didn't hit Friday, and this is just getting into details, but in case you're interested in such things, there's no more real information coming. So on this patch, in this video blog, just so you can turn it off. But if you're curious, just to share. So what's happening is, obviously we have a real sense of urgency on everybody involved in the game because, we want people to enjoy it. Certainly the head of the game is there's a lot more people playing, and, the worse experiences they have because of these issues, the less interested they are in our game. And so we've been pushing format and QA to kind of approve stuff as fast as possible. And they've been great about it. But the minute you do that, you're not as thorough as you need to be, which is why last week suddenly one of the fixes created a bug, and then there was another bug, and we couldn't release it that way. So we're going to be a lot more starting now after this patch, a lot more diligent on the QA process. So it's going to take a couple of weeks, if not 2 or 3 weeks, or not 3 weeks in between patches versus the attempt at a higher frequency that we've been doing. So just so you know. And then that's kind of it. So I got a lot going on today. I just wanted to say hey as well. I know most of these blogs lately have been very, perfunctory and technical. Well, for a guy like me, technical. But I'm playing Twisted a lot. I started playing Unit 13, which I dig a lot, and Journey I'm going to play this weekend with my kids. I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, but I'll anybody who follows the blog regularly, I'll give you guys more of a what's up with the new company and what's up with design and how things are going. If anybody's interested or curious, I'll do that sometime next week when I get some time. So hope you all are well. Thank you for coming to the blog and getting an update, and I'll talk to you soon. See you. Bye.